Yo, Cargo family, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Funny Business, a Creative Cargo show. Today we're interviewing Deadflee. He's a designer from Atlanta. He has some crazy shit out. I'll put some stuff on the screen. That's the wrong side. I put a bunch of stuff on the screen. Super interesting interview. I'm super excited for you guys to see it. If you guys enjoy this interview, definitely make sure to subscribe. And if you haven't already, leave us a comment about who you think we should interview next. Also, make sure to check us out on Instagram. We'll have a ton of updates and a ton of resources being posted there. And yeah, man, if you like our stuff, definitely let us know. Hope you enjoy this one. All right. Welcome to the second episode of Funny Business, provided by CreativeCargo. We are here with Flea, who is a fashion designer out of, where are you from?
I'm from Queens, New York.
Queens, New York. And you grew up in Queens, or where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Long Island, New York.
That's fire.
Yeah. I just tell people
man.
Queens because that's what more people are familiar with.
Yeah, true. I feel that. Yeah, so first of all, I think if you could just give a quick intro of who you are and what you've been doing and what you've done.
Yeah, so basically my name is Flea. Yeah, you know me as Flea. Everybody, I got a whole bunch of like different names and aliases and shit like that. But basically, I got a brand. I started my brand in 2016, I want to say. How I got started was in high school. I don't know how you guys' schools are set up out there, but we get to we had an option to take a trade or go to a trade school or something like that. So I took advertising art as a trade, and that's where I learned basically all the Adobe Illustrator, all basically the Adobe Suite stuff, all the programs. So after that, after high school, whatever, I always had that skill, the Photoshop and stuff. I would always play with it, and then one day I was just let's try to make a brand or whatever. So initially, I made my first T-shirt ever in 2012.
Damn.
Yeah, I started it back then, and I kind of had a little bit of hype around it because I used to sell sneakers and stuff back in the day too, like when SBs were hot and shit like that. I used to be in all the sneaker conventions and shit like that. So I was into fashion and all that. So that's what basically got me to I might as well start my own shit since I'm spending all this money on these dunks and all these clothes and shit.
True.
I can do this too. So yeah, made my first shirt 2012, and then I kind of stopped for a couple of years, and then I was still living in New York at the time. I'm in Atlanta now. I stay that's where I'm based out of. Yeah, I moved down here into Atlanta in 2016. Then that's when I started producing more stuff.
That's fire. And so 2016 you started making stuff. Did you have kind of was it a brand type thing, or you just making clothes to sell? What was the vision at that point?
Well, I always had the name. I had the name Deadflee back from 2012. So initially, I just started making custom shirts for myself just to wear around. One of the first shirts that I made, I don't even technically put it under the brand, but I was just making shit just to make it. I would make a shirt and put a Nike logo and then Adidas right under it, just some shit to make you say oh, where the hell did you get that shirt from? But yeah, I was making random stuff at first, but I always had the name Deadflee. And if you don't, do you know what that means?
Nah.
So see, a lot of people ask me what does that mean? So if you're from people from New York, if you're from New York, you hear the name, you're gonna know what it means. Or I don't even want to just say New York, anybody that's the northern area, of the US or whatever. I keep forgetting you're from where are you from?
I'm from Toronto, bro.
Toronto, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically Deadflee means you can dress nice. You heard people you heard people use the term oh, he's dead ass.
Yeah.
All right, that's basically try to flip it for Deadflee, flea meaning
I didn't connect that. That's crazy.
Yeah. So that's that's the name. I always had the name, and on top of that, I've been drawing since like maybe like the 5th grade. I started drawing. Like, yeah, so I always had that skill, but that was something that I did as a kid, but I like eventually, like when I got older, I stopped like drawing or whatever, but got back to it when I started like messing with the clothes and stuff like that. So
Damn. So you started drawing when you were in the 5th grade. Would you say that for someone that's trying to get into fashion or making clothes or whatever, do you think that you need to have some sort of like past experience doing some sort of design or have some like innate kind of creative gene in them? Or do you think it's just like you get in there, you learn, and you figure it out?
nah, I don't think you need like here's like I think you need to have like a all you need is to have a passion for it, right? Because like you don't need to know how to draw. You don't even really need to know how to use all these programs now because you can pay somebody else to do it for do all that other work for you.
Yeah.
If you're passionate about like fashion and like just like making your own shit, like creating your own stamp, then you're gonna figure out a way to do it. You just need that's passion. You just gotta want to do it. Like I mean, well, people have passion for money too, so and that's why they get into it. But if that's what I'm saying, if that's what's gonna get you going, then yeah.
Yeah, and actually, now that I know, because I actually didn't know you've been doing this since 2012, but now that I kind of know that, I feel like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like as of like maybe I want to say like 2016, 2017, 2018, and then just continuously from there, like increasingly, like I feel like people have kind of understood that making clothes could kind of be a side hustle and like they might have that like passion for money, right? So
Right,
how have
right.
you seen that kind of transition in your time in kind of fashion? And like, do you think that it's changed the game at all? Do you think it's good or do you think it's bad?
Yo, that's a good question because this is the thing, right? You can get in it and you can make a lot of money, and then it can be the total opposite too. So it's like that can't, well, it can be your motivation, but like I don't want to say don't get your hopes up, but but you got when it's not going right, you got to have something else to lean on. So it's like I've been through everything. Like I've been through like months with nothing, no motion, nothing. I haven't posted for months, nothing going on. Like, I've been there, and then I've been times where I have too much shit to do, like to
Mm,
the point where to the point where I'm really saying like, damn, I shouldn't have even taken this order because I really is too much for me to do right now. But it can I don't want to say it can get overwhelming, but because this is kind of what everybody's working towards, like you want your shit to grow and you want it to be big, so you just got to be ready for whatever it is, whether it's good or it's bad, because you're gonna get a little bit of both of it. So and if you really love it like that, like if you really want it, you're gonna keep doing it. I've been doing this shit for years, bro. I could have stopped like a long time ago, but it's like even if I like only get like a sale a month or some shit, like I'm gonna keep making clothes because I just like to wear shit that only I have.
yeah, I feel that. I'm actually just curious though, because I haven't actually asked you this before. How does your like whole brand work? Like, do you do one of one, or do you make drops and like make a bunch and then sell them off through your Instagram?
I do a little bit of both. So right now, well, I just had like a little like time period where I only did one on one
Hmm.
because of what I was just saying, because like shit was kind of slow. So it's kind of like I try to be as cost effective as possible, like with like production. I don't really have a bunch of like merch just sitting around like waiting to sell. I don't really like doing that because a lot of shit would just sit and you just be wasting money or whatever. So the one on one stuff works for me because I can get these one on one pieces. I go thrifting too. Like I gotta send you my thrifting page. I
Fire.
collect like vintage t-shirts and shit like that. So and I'll pick up like vintage jerseys, vintage hoodies, and I'll just like rework them shits. And that's been working for me. It just makes sense to do like for the moment. But I do general releases too when it makes sense, and mostly do like pre orders for the general stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like in the shoes of someone that's just starting out, they want to get into fashion. Maybe they have some experience, but they want to kind of build their own brand. Is there anything you
Mhm.
would suggest is like the best? Like, which one makes more sense when you're starting off a brand? One of ones, or do you think it makes more sense to just kind of create a
Mhm.
line and like sell merch like that?
Well, it depends on like what you're going for because of what I do. Like I see a lot of brands that's their thing. They only make like one on one pieces, and if that's what you want to go for, then that's something that would be easier to start, because usually when I see those, like, it's just people that can draw and they just drawing on like reworked like vintage shit, and it's always fire, and it's like everyone can like find their own little lane, like if they're doing that one-on-one, because you're putting your own expression of your art on there. But for people that want to have like a general like clothing, like a streetwear brand, you just got to have that one. I don't even want to say you got to have that one product to like get people in the door. Like usually it's like a t-shirt, or it's like a sweatsuit to pop up every couple of months that you'll see everyone wearing, like what's that brand, Hellstar, how you just see like that shit just came out of nowhere, and it should just like it replaced V-Long. And everybody's wearing it. But yeah, you just need that one product, or that one thing that makes your shit stand out. Or it doesn't even have to stand out. This is the thing, right? You can create a brand and create your community, and they're gonna buy whatever you post and fuck with you for you, like whatever you are gonna attach to your product. That's how I built my shit. Like I don't I would say like 80% of the people that follow me have either seen someone else wearing one of my like pieces and asked them where they got it from, or they seen me personally, and I like, you feel me, we build from there. Like you got to build your community, and yeah, sell that product, bro. Because I see brands that just don't really look that good. Like I don't want to say don't look that good, but it's like something super simple. Like, and they should just be jumping. Like, should be sold out. Like, you can do the shit, man.
Do you have any other sort of advice? I know you already gave some, but for community building in general?
Yo, something that I do. Like, I don't know how you found my page. I once asked you that too. Do you remember?
Uh,
You just like going through like
I
streetwear brands or some shit.
no, what I did was I think trying to remember the brand, but you follow someone else. Oh,
Hmm.
um, I think you follow the account either Doran Studio or Swoop Nebula or something.
Whoop Nebula. Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, he does like Illustrator tutorial type shit for like
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
I wanted to
yeah,
find people that do like streetwear stuff and like just kind of, see what they're talking about. And so I think that's where I found you.
yeah. He gives like good Photoshop tips and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. He does
So
his content is
what
fire.
I do, that's funny you said that, because what I do to like kind of like gain followers and like like build a little community, I'll just like comment shit on random posts, like viral posts, like, or like academics and like random shit like that, like,
Yeah.
because what I realize, and I'm getting like hella likes on all these like random ass comments and shit, right?
Mm,
So a lot of people DM me like, "Yo, I seen your comment. That shit was funny as hell. I fuck with your clothes. Like, yo, put some shit on your website. Like, there's nothing up there right now." So I got a lot of customers like that. Sometimes when I'm commenting like on academics and shit, what I realize is we're all watching the same videos. Like, if we're on Instagram all day on our phones, we're fucking scrolling for hours. We're watching the same shit.
mm.
So you're gonna see my comment under all these posts, and you're gonna be like, "Yo, I seen this guy commenting on something else. Like he said some damn, we gotta keep that up." Yeah, bro. I've been playing like with the comment section, like, and that's like I guess like a marketing tool that I would kind of say I would use.
That's kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. That's like almost similar to what I do, but I like your strategy where it's like I've been seeing this guy so many times. But I mean that works because when they see they're like because people always just they might not follow, but they're definitely always clicking
Right,
profiles,
right,
And then when they
exactly.
see the clothes and like, damn, like this guy's funny and he makes fucking dope ass clothes, they're gonna be like, all right, let me fuck with this guy.
And we might have like similar sense of humor too. Like
Mm,
I noticed that too. Like people who dress the same, like they like the same type of jokes. Like it's just, you're finding your tribe, man. You just gotta
yeah.
put yourself out.
Same culture, exactly. Like they're gonna fuck with the same. That's okay. Actually, the more I think about it, that's actually really fire. Like when you say that,
Right.
because yeah, it's the same. You're gonna get the same people that are in the same kind of like culture, and then they're obviously gonna fuck with the clothes. So it's genius. Fuck,
Hmm.
damn, that's gold. Yeah. So in terms of your design process, because I definitely want to talk more about that. Like the stuff you're making is super fire. Like I love every time you send me like a design, I'm just like, yo, this guy is some next level, right? Like I want to talk like where do you get your inspiration for your designs? Do you kind of like you said, like how you go thrifting and stuff? Do you get inspiration from thrifts or is there any other sort of source that you go to?
Yeah, hell yeah, for sure. Definitely. like definitely some influence from like vintage clothes, like in t-shirts, because I feel like, well, like shit that was made back then, it was just better quality and shit. Like it was all silk screening and like it was just good t-shirts. But I definitely would take like I used to do because I with my vintage shit I used to make like remake like the vintage Marvel t-shirts and shit like that. Vintage stuff influences some of my word anime. If I'm in like a slump or some shit, I can't like nothing's coming to me. I'll just binge watch some shit like, and it might not even be like the show. I might not even draw anything that has to do with the show. Sometimes it'll be like a line in the show, like you know how fucking Naruto will drop some bars or some shit.
Like
But
believe it or some shit, you
yo, facts, and
know.
I'll be like, yo, I never thought of it like that, bro. He's right. But nah, like even I'll even watch to like get like certain color schemes, like will probably like spark something like, oh, I can do this color with this. You feel me? Like, and I have like a bunch of designs on my computer that I just never use. Like they just been sitting for years. Like, and sometimes I'll just go back, re-look at them, and be like, all right, this one is ready to. You feel me? This one's ready to come out. But yeah, anime, nostalgic shit. Like I got a bunch of comic books I'll be going through sometimes. Really everything. That's the corny answer though. Like I would say life just inspires me to make shit, but
Hell yeah.
you know,
I've been looking more into. I feel like nostalgia really can, spark that inspiration, especially when it's like your own nostalgia where it's like, oh, you watch like
yeah,
some old like Pokemon shit you used to watch, or like whatever it may
fact.
be, like it could totally spark. It's crazy you mentioned anime. I mean, it's not that crazy, but just kind of a coincidence. I just got back into that shit, dude. I'm watching Attack on Titan and I'm like binging the fuck out of it, dude.
Yo, wait, you just started it?
Yeah, bro. Because I used to watch anime when I was younger. Like I watched like Naruto a little bit. I watched like
Man,
a bunch of like niche anime, like fucking Blue Exorcist or some shit. I don't know if you heard of that. Yeah, no. Oh, and then of course Death Note and shit like that. But I just got
classic.
back into it, bro. And yo, this
Man, Attack on Titan, that's kind of fire because you get to watch it for the first time.
yeah.
And that's crazy because I love that show so much. I haven't watched the finale yet, and it's been out for months. Like,
Really?
I just, yeah, I don't want to watch it yet because I don't want it to be over. Even though I know it might be like another series after that. Whatever. Attack on Titan is definitely like top in my top five for sure. Like,
Yeah. No.
just because of the story and the actual show is actually fire. Like the fighting scenes, everything is like it's a good show. It's great.
And like the last thing I'll say is like I feel like most shows you're able to kind of find loop like kind of like holes in the plot.
See where it's going.
No, but
Exactly.
like I
Yeah.
swear to God, like when I watch it, I'm trying to think of ways where it fucks up, but they keep like the story wraps around so well that everything is just explained perfectly. Like it's how the fuck do they do that, bro?
Bro, wait till you just wait, bro. It's gonna honestly, I would rewatch it before I finish the last two episodes. I would rather rewatch everything because this might be shit I missed. Like you know what I
Oh,
mean?
you got to. But anyway, yeah. Crazy tangent. But yeah, back into it. So one thing I'll ask is like, what is one thing that people are getting wrong in the fashion scene, in your opinion, when they're first getting into it, or even like later down the line?
So one thing I don't like critiquing other brands because it feels like I'm hating on them. But
Nah, it's
I'm gonna answer
constructive. It's
the question.
constructive.
Nah, yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I feel like most brands fuck up where just like going for like a money grab. Like I'm trying to think of a brand that was around and then like nobody's wearing it right now. I'm trying to think because there's so many, but they literally just disappear. Like you never see them shits again.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, I'm trying. I don't know it like a specific brand, but I would say just like don't just get in this shit for like a money grab, bro. Shit is gonna implode. Shit is gonna crash. or actually, I've seen people start brands, right? I've seen people start brands and like basically do like have one product and do like a pre-order like type of thing and then like the shipping is all fucked up, like some certain people are not getting their shit. So one thing where brands fuck up when they first start, make sure you're on top of your like your logistics and shit like that.
Oh, okay.
And one thing people don't know is you have to get real friendly like with the post office and like their rules and shit like and what they do and what they don't do. Because I've had so many situations where shit got lost in the mail and the person that buys the product from you, they can cancel their transaction, say that you never sent it or whatever, and it's really none of your fault. It's the post office fault. They're the one that lost it, but you're still responsible. You can't even put it well They do have insurance for certain packages, so yeah, make sure you're getting insurance and all that tracking and all that shit. Make sure all that's in order because you'll get burned.
Yeah.
I've sent like, yo, bro, the reason I stopped doing the vintage shit, oh man, this is gonna be crazy. There was somebody that was buying shirts off of me, right?
Mhm.
He was buying shirts off of me for like over the course of maybe 6 months, bro. Like multiple t-shirts.
Yeah.
So some months go by, he hits me up. He's like, "Yo, bro, I never got any of those shirts." I'm like, "Bro, what do you mean?" I'm like, "What do you mean, bro? You've been shopping with me for months. You not got any of them?" He's like, "Nah, man. I just went to my mailbox. Got nothing." So now I'm fucked either way because it's been months since the shit's been missing. So I can't even go to the post office and be like, "Yo, can I get my insurance back?" So on that one, I just lost a bunch of money and I was like, "Fuck vintage." I ain't fuck with
Damn.
that shit for
Wait, you never got anything
yeah.
back? Or
Bro. So basically, what happened? I tried to explain that to him, but honestly, I think he just scammed me or something. That's what I was
oh
thinking. But basically, he paid through PayPal. He reported it to PayPal. My PayPal account was negative for like months. I tried to dispute it with PayPal and tell them that the post office lost it, but they were like, "You got to take that up with the post office." So then I took it to the post office and I tried to go through this process to get the packages back. And it fell apart, man. It was crazy. Oh, actually, what's crazy? He didn't scam me because they sent maybe one or two of the packages back to my PO box.
oh
But the other ones, yeah, the other ones from like the later months, yeah, they're gone. But I still had to pay all that money back, even though he never got the shirts and some of those shirts never came back to
and the
me.
post office was just like where do the shirts even go
Yep.
in that situation?
Bro, they literally have a giant warehouse with all lost packages, right? I was trying to find the physical address, like literally like on the web, like online, like looking for the building. I was gonna drive there and try to like see if I can get inside or something.
Damn. Oh my
Because
god.
they don't, it's not like you can just call them up. So I'm basically going back and forth with them in emails for months, and then basically came up like, "Oh, we can't find this shit,
Oh
man."
my god.
And then they offered me a refund for the
Oh.
shipping that I paid, which was like $14. I was like, "Yeah, I can just keep it, man. It's okay."
Jesus Christ. That's messed up. That's messed up. So definitely
Yeah,
just get cool with your post office, I
yeah,
guess.
the post office, and you are if you're gonna be there like frequently, they'll remember you. You'll get cool.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Do you ever
Yeah.
send clothes out to like notable people, like celebrities, like artists or anything?
I'm trying to think of somebody I might have had an opportunity to send something to, but I don't think I did.
Mm.
I can't think of a name. I can't think of like a big name like made a hoodie for Beyonce or something. But one thing I was always kind of like against doing that because I know how it is. Like you send somebody something like if they really like it, like even if I was to send somebody something, I wouldn't even be like, "Yo, make sure you tag me." Like yeah, I know even if you do or if you don't, like I'm just thankful that it's out there. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like and if it goes somewhere, then it goes somewhere. All that I know people because people get pissed off about that shit. Like people wearing their shit, not tagging them, like especially if you put actual work into the piece and then you're sending it to them for free.
Mm.
No, I can't do that. Can't do it,
Nah, I feel
man.
that. That makes sense. That makes sense because it could be a tricky
It's hard.
situation, you know.
It's hard for me to sell some of the stuff I make. Like, I want to keep some of the shit sometimes. Like, and because it's like I'm kind of in my early stages still, I'm super fair. Like with the price, I should be charging a lot more. Like, but I work like if anybody that's ever shopped with me, they know. That's why everyone that shops with me, they always feel me like we in tune. Like they always come back whenever I drop something new. Show love.
I like the fact that you're kind of fair with it because I feel like that also probably helps with the community, right? Because it kind of shows them that you're not trying to finesse them.
Bro, this is the thing, right? If I knew of a brand that does what I do, like for the people that shop with me, like I would be buying from them faithfully every week. And the people that really know like what I'm doing, like they know like there's literally no other place on the planet that's going to make this for you at this price in this time frame. Like one thing I also do is like a lot of other brands will hit me up, ask questions like, "Oh, what do you use?" Like, I'm always like transparent. I'm telling people like I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah.
tell you everything I use, all the paint, all the markers I use. You feel me? It's not gonna hurt me to like put you on to some shit that can help you. Like, so it's like
I mess with that's awesome. That's awesome. I love that you do that. That's that's what we're trying to do here at Cargo. So that's the whole vibe, but
Right.
yeah, so I also want to ask you, is there any sort of advice that you wish you could give to yourself when you started out doing fashion that you think you could have benefited from?
Yeah. Patience. You gotta have patience. Sometimes you gotta sometimes shit has to wait. Like just have more patience with the process, bro. And a lot of times, this is the best part of it, like the come up, like your grinding process. Like I had to kind of like learn that as I went along because the shit gets dark, bro. The shit gets dark where you're not getting no sales, you feel me? Like no money in your account and you still want to make t-shirts, bro. Nobody's buying these shits. So those times put me like in a dark place to where I'm not posting for months and shit like that. So if I could tell myself like in the beginning, like, yo, just have like a little more patience with the shit. Like you know what you got, you know what you want to do with this shit. Like you're gonna get there. No rush, because I feel like I personally feel like if my shit would have like my brand would have blew up like a little like a couple years earlier, I would have been one of those brands that I just was telling you about that disappeared and nobody heard of anymore. I That's how I personally feel. That's because that was, I don't want to say it was like the fast fashion era. It kind of was like when COVID started and shit like that. A whole bunch of brands and different shit. You just see it popping up out of nowhere. Like, but yeah, patience, bro. Gotta have patience.
I feel that. I feel that. And the saying goes, the wait, I'm gonna fuck it up. What is it? The more meteoric your rise is, the more meteoric your fall will be. So, you know, that's a that
Yeah.
like it might feel good to have that meteoric rise, but it's not gonna last, and
Right.
it could really
Right.
end badly. But I really like
Exactly.
that, building something that's more like when you put more time into it, even though it's not gonna get crazy big and like super fast, you'll build that sort of foundation, right? And that's a
Right. Right.
more sustainable and like richer brand
Exactly.
and just career.
Building brick by brick, man.
Exactly. Yeah, fire. Yeah, and then okay, this one might be a tricky one, but I thought it might have a interesting answer if you can think of one. But what is a
Okay.
seemingly insignificant detail in your creative process that has a profound effect on your work?
Yeah. I would say I don't want to even say it's insignificant, but like at nighttime, I get a lot of ideas. I don't really I don't really sleep a lot. I don't sleep. I sleep for maybe like 4 or 5 hours through the night, and I'm good. I'm up all night though. I'm either like playing a game, watching something, like or working on something,
Mm,
and I'll just get like I got the idea for like my first logo at like I just woke up in the middle of the night like 3 in the morning, and I just started like drawing some random shit like,
damn.
and the first thing I drew, I was like, yo, this is the one, and that's when I just like restarted like making clothes in 2016 or whatever. But yeah, like I like to like at nighttime I get like in my creative bag, I guess. I don't know. I don't really. I don't know. I don't want to say it's insignificant. Like what was the word?
No, yeah, it was it's a very wordy question, but it's like what's a seemingly insignificant detail in your creative process that has like a profound effect on your work? But I mean, that's a good answer because you don't really think about that.
Yeah, nighttime. I don't know what it is, but like it's just I have like more of a clear head or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It
I
flows.
feel that cuz I mean, I when I was like 14, 15 when I started like making music, I don't know
Mhm.
why. And even now when I'm just making music, I fall asleep really easily and around like 12, I just get extremely exhausted. But like I will just like kind of
Mhm.
try to use that and I'll like open FL Studio or whatever and I will just be like 50% awake just clicking shit. And I swear to God, when I was like
Mm.
15 years old, I would listen back to some of those things and be like, holy shit, bro. Like, this is like the most crazy shit I've ever made in my life. I wasn't even awake.
Half sleep. He was like in the dream world, but like
Yeah,
half like
bro.
in the real world
Yeah,
type.
bro. But I kind of want to ask you some stuff about maybe like just like the fashion industry or just like, just the fashion scene in general. Is there any
Yeah.
sort of misconception that you think people in the fashion scene trying to get into it, any misconception that they might have that's damaging to their success or many misconceptions that you had when you were getting into this?
Like misconception just about fashion in
Yeah.
general. I would say a lot of people think it's like easier than it is. Like a lot of people think I'm just putting a t-shirt into a printer and it's like doing all the work. It's Some people have that. but I don't have that. So it's a lot. It's not as easy as you as some people think it is. Like you gotta know what GSM means, like fabric quality and shit like that. You gotta know like different weights of hoodies and t-shirts like for the top quality. But if that's not what you're into, like you don't care about quality, then it might be good. But it's a lot of like little details like that that really like make a big difference in your brand and if people want to like keep shopping with you and shit like that. So that's something I learned too, because when I first started, I was just printing on Gildan t-shirts, and there's nothing wrong with Gildan t-shirts. Before you guys attack me and stuff like that, but I sometimes I'll still use Gildan like for like a t-shirt that I'm like drawing on or something like that. Not to minimize Gildan, they're fire. I fuck with them, but sometimes my designs would like peel off after a while, like in the wash, and that's just how their t-shirts are built. Like this, the shit that I use is not gonna stick to the fabric or whatever. So after a couple of those, I had to upgrade my t-shirt quality. Yeah, you got to learn about that. You got to learn about all the different ways that you can print and make shirts. Like I said, they have DTG printers. Like you just put the t-shirt inside the printer, and you can put whatever you want on the shirt, all different type of colors, and the shit looks. Certain machines like look really really good, and then certain machines like they look shitty. But you got to work with what you got, man. But yeah, they got DTG machines. It's a fashion rabbit hole. But yeah, the details matter, bro. That's what stands out to people, in my opinion. The small details.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Also, I genuinely don't see any like heavier weight hoodies or like t-shirts anymore anywhere. Like it's kind of something like off topic that bugs me, you know, like especially in like you go to the mall or whatever. I'm trying to get like a nice fitting, like nice, just something that's kind of like heavier.
No, you're gonna have to pay. Yeah, you got to pay a couple dollars, bro, because it's not cheap to like. And other brands know that, like they're gonna go with They're trying to make
Yeah.
money, bro. Everybody trying to make money at the end of the day. So you're either gonna have to spend that little extra, or get what you
Yeah.
got, man.
So beyond skills and talent, and just like the kind of making clothes itself, there's like a whole world of like
Mhm.
networking, marketing, brand building in the fashion industry. Is there any of this that kind of took you by surprise when you first got into it, or even today that kind of takes you by surprise?
Kinda. Not really taken by surprise because I guess it's kind of like any other industry. Like if you're in there, then you're in. Like, and the people that are in, they got a tight circle.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's like the way that I like connect with other brands and like network and stuff like that is just through Instagram. Like other brands will DM me, ask me questions, and certain like I don't put all like everything that I do in my bio because then I don't want to be like too focused on one thing. Like I just kind of like whatever I feel like doing. Like really honestly, bro. But like brands will hit me up and they'll ask me where do you get your like stuff printed at because most people are assuming like I have like a distributor or something like over like somebody overseas that's making my stuff, but I'm doing everything in house. So once I tell them like, oh, I print all of my stuff myself, and then they already thought it was factory quality, so they're like, all right, can I get some samples made? So I've built relationship with brands out here in Atlanta just through that, making a couple samples for them, and now I'm still like, whenever they do like a new drop, if they can't get their distributor like cook up something for them and they know I'm right over here like an hour away, I can get it done in a couple days. Maybe not even if you need it done the same day. Sometimes I'll do it. So like a lot of like I don't want a couple of brands out here like will take advantage of that because I'll do that for them. So that's one way that I like connect with other brands. But like on the flip side of that, they're like I'm in Atlanta, like it's heavy with like music, heavy with fashion, like all of that shit is going on out here. Like it's a whole bunch of like streetwear brands out here. They have like a streetwear like a convention kind of like a streetwear market. I think they do it like every year or something like that. Basically it's basically like a Comic-Con for streetwear. You go there, set up a booth, network with other brands, sell your shit there. And yeah, bro, it's the shit has it has a good community to it, especially out here because if your shit is fire, they're gonna reach out and you feel me and connect with people, and that's how I kind of build most of my following. Kind of, I don't want to say you. I would prefer people to reach out because I know it's genuine. Like kind of how y'all reached out to me and was like, "Yo, I fuck with your shit." Like we didn't know each other. You just happened to come across my
Yeah.
page, like, and it caught your eye. So, and that's kind of like how we was talking earlier about like that's how you attract like your audience, like your tribe. Like y'all fuck with the same fashion, y'all fuck with the same
Yeah.
shit, bro.
That's cool. That's dope. I didn't know there was a convention, but that's actually kind of sick. It seems.
Yeah, I think it's called Atlanta Streetwear Market. I'm gonna send you the page and
Yeah,
shit
for
like that.
sure, for
Which
sure.
one?
But yeah, that's pretty much all for the questions. If you wanted to kind of move on to showing us what you were working on recently.
All right,
Fire,
bet,
fire.
bet. So I already had like some. I literally had cut out some designs already. I had turned off all my equipment because the shit it makes so much noise when it's on. But I'm gonna show you what I like the machine I use. All right, this is my laptop. It's an old MacBook. This is called a Silhouette Cameo.
Yeah,
Can you
yeah.
see that? Silhouette Cameo. This is a vinyl vinyl cutter. Look how dirty that is, bro. I've had that for maybe like, yeah, since 2016. Like
Wow.
I've been working like a beauty. So this is the vinyl cutter. This is the vinyl. This is like the program that I use for the silhouette. It cuts out the
Yeah.
design. It's called Silhouette Studio. It's basically an app basically for this specific
Fire.
machine. So the machine cuts out these designs for me. But initially, the sheet of vinyl looks like just a regular blank piece of thing or whatever. So the machine cuts that out, and then I have to peel out all the excess of what I'm not using, whatever.
Okay. So you put it on the shirt. Oh, you have to put the sorry. What's the yellow thing do under it? New this is fucking beginner ass question.
The yellow would be like the coloring for the eyes.
Okay, fire.
Yeah, yeah. So I would actually take this would be actually black,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would basically have to layer this and heat press it. This is my heat press,
Yeah.
2016, super dusty. And this right here, bro, you can get this on eBay for like maybe definitely under like $200.
Okay.
And this is like an old ass model. You can probably get one of these for under $100, but you can get a brand new heat press, Amazon, 150, 160. One of these, I'm not sure what the new models are going for, but I want to say $200 to $300.
Okay. Damn. And then so you heat press it, and then the design show like the design kind of pops on the hoodie, and you do that for each, or if you're doing one of one, you just do that for the design.
Yeah, it would just be for that 101. But if I had to do like a few, I would be here for hours cutting vinyl, weeding it out, and then pressing multiple layers on multiple pieces. This hoodie is maybe like 3 years old, I think.
Oh wow, that's cool.
And this is like 3D puff vinyl, washed it like a million times. And this is a vintage like Dickies hoodie that I thrifted.
Damn, that's hard. That's awesome. Hell yeah. And so like what would that hoodie like how long would that take you for that one hoodie?
Like 2 hours.
Damn.
I could have something like that done.
Hell yeah. So it's definitely not just you go and like print the thing and then it's done. It takes a minute.
It really depends on the design. Like sometimes, like I've printed for a brand. I've printed for this brand before, and they had like they had like an entire like food menu on the back of their shirt. So it's like, it was so many like small letters, and I had to make at least like I made at least 50 of them. It's kind of hard to explain too. Just imagine that thing right there was a menu,
Yeah.
like a food menu, and you had to peel 50 of them, like each letter. You had to
Oh yeah,
peel
okay.
out
I get it now. Wow.
the torture. But it was actually for like one of my first pop-ups that I did. Like it wasn't for my brand, but I made all of the merch that he was selling there, like for his brand.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Shout out to
Yeah, hell
Foles.
yeah. But yeah, man. Hey, thank you for taking us through your process. It's honestly super cool. Super cool to see the behind the scenes.
For sure, brother.
Uh,
Appreciate you
hell
having me
yeah.
on, bro.
Before we jump off, is there a message that you have for people, for the youth, trying to get into fashion, trying to get into this sort of game?
Hell no. Nah, I got some advice for him, but nah, I would say, bro, advice. I would honestly, I don't want to say any cheesy. The corny advice is always the best advice,
Yeah, bro.
honestly,
Just spit it, bro. You gotta give it.
never give up, guys. Don't give up, guys. Like Naruto said. Nah, but seriously, you gotta stick. If you really want this shit, bro, you have to just. And I know that's what everyone says too. You gotta stick through. Like you gotta keep going. But you literally you really have to, because if you don't want it, like I could have stopped doing this shit a long time ago.
Yeah.
Bro. It's been like I've been through I went and got a job. Like this is all I do. Like I make clothes. I do logos on the side, like cover art for like artists. Artists hit me up like, "Yo, I need a cover art for my mixtape." Got you, bro. That's easy to me. I'll do that forever. But yeah, bro. If you really, really want this shit, keep going and try to find ways to like. That's another thing that's super like cliche. Try to find ways to just make your brand stand out. You kind of have to.
Yeah.
You got to do something different, bro. That's one of my things too. Like, I try to make some shit that no one's ever seen before. Like, why? Like some shit that make you question, like, why would you put this and this together, or why would you use these two colors together? Just think outside the box and never give up.
For sure. And that's been it for the interview with Deadflee. I hope you enjoyed. It was a lot of fun to do. I love talking to Flea. He's a super cool dude. If you enjoyed this interview, once again, just leave us a like, subscribe, and comment what you thought about the interview. We're always trying to improve, trying to make better content for you guys. Definitely make sure to leave us a follow on Instagram as well. A ton of helpful content for you to check out. You've been watching Funny Business, a Creative Cargo show, and we will see you next time.